Hey, you folks. I'm Alan. If you know me, welcome back. If you don't, settle in. Today is Sunday, June 28, 4:54 in the AM, Davao, Philippines. If you're wondering why the early hours, I'm a weird dude and I keep weird hours. Um, this spoiler alert. This video is going to be a little bit of a rant. If you're not in the headspace for it, brothers, sisters, and NBs, I get it. It's a big internet. Find something else. I have seen this narrative, pardon me, this narrative about the marriage trap. And I've seen it enough that it has well and thoroughly irritated the shit out of me. So that's what I'm going to talk about today. For the most part, I'm going to stick with the facts. I'll save opinions for later. And if we want to get into the philosophies of why and why not, that can be a separate video. Right now, I just want to hit the highlights and try to dispel some myths. So, if you're coming to the Philippines because you think this is going to solve your marriage problems because divorce is illegal here, it's not legal. It's going to fix everything for you. Don't come. It's a bad reason. It's a bad idea. This isn't going to solve all your problems. It's not Fantasyland here. You can essentially get divorced here in the Philippines. Oh, I know. Don't be shocked. So out of the gate, they have something here called annulment. It's expensive. It's time consuming. But you can, in fact, legally separate from the other person. Now, if you want to play a word game where you're saying, well, it's not divorce, it's annulment, just understand that that's what you're doing. You're playing word games. You have the ability in the Philippines to separate from your partner. It's just expensive. That's thing one. Folks, there are two other ways to get out of a marriage in the Philippines. If you are an American expat, your ass can fly to Guam for the low cost of anywhere between $6,000 to $10,000 US. Depends on the flight you take and the choices you make. You too can get a divorce in the Philippines. Congratulations. And then there's option three. And I feel like this is the one that people don't talk about as much. And frankly, it's the most dangerous. When I say dangerous, I mean it's the most dangerous to you as the foreigner when it comes to your assets and being able to protect your assets. Because if your partner, husband or wife, decides that they just cannot deal with your grumpy ass anymore, they go to the barangay captain. Think of the barangay captain as like an official district manager who represents the government, but in your small area. Okay? Your partner, your wife or husband, can go to that captain and then tell them, hey, I can't live with this person anymore. They're terrible. I'm terrible. We're terrible together. This is not working. Irreconcilable differences have come up. I'm sure they would put it differently. And I'm not going to live with this person anymore. And it is not clean. It gets messy. It gets dirty. They will find fault. All right. And fault gets laid out like the shame blame game. The shame and blame game here is huge. All right. Until finally both of you decide or agree to the separation. All right. These proceedings are typically nasty. What does that look like? It means you get separated from your Filipino partner, but you still share your assets with them. So go ahead and take a seat back and just think about that. You are both separated. You know, they can go date and get married. Well, they can't get married. They can go date and find a partner. You can go date and have a partner. without having to worry about the legal repercussions, because dating or fooling around on your husband or wife in the Philippines is actually, it's a crime. You can go to jail for it. So you have to go to the barangay captain first and tell them, hey, this isn't working. All right. So once that's done, once that mess is out of the way, then you can go have a partner. You can go start a life. You can have children with some other person if that's really what you want to do. But your wife or husband is still your wife or husband. And in the event of your death, they get half your stuff. All right? So just stop a beat and think about that. That's not better. All right? That's worse. So again, if you're coming to the Philippines because you've gotten it into your head, you've allowed yourself to be convinced by this narrative about marriage in the West is a trap, and you're going to come to the Philippines, it's gonna magically fix everything for you. It's not. I mean, it's well and good to have fantasies. All of us have them, but you're going to move your whole life over here. Hope and fantasy, like, neither of these are plans, man. Like, stop and think. And feel free to talk to other expats, talk to the Filipino P. Send them messages. YouTubers out here in the Philippines, they're real chatty. Like, they'll get back to you. Don't believe me. That's okay. Reach out to lawyers out here. They'll break it down for you. Those are your three options. All right? Annulment, or as a foreigner, for the U.S., it's Guam. Pay the money, get the divorce because the Philippines acknowledges foreign divorces, or you go to the barangay captain and you become separated, and they still get access to half your stuff. It's not, I feel like I say this every time, it's not fantasy land here. This is a place, and it's full of people. All right? So don't let this toxic narrative about the marriage trap in the West, don't let that fill you or convince you of this whimsical notion that coming to the Philippines is going to fix all your problems, marriage or otherwise. Now, I feel like I just talked about why not divorce. Okay, why marriage? I feel like marriage gets a pretty bad rap, man. If you're that worried about your assets and the other person leaving, just get a prenup. All right, this is a choice that you make. Just get a prenup, man. I know, I got a prenup. Is it because I hate my wife? No. Is it because I think we're doomed to failure? Also, no. I have a prenup in place for the same damn reason that I'm going to have a will drafted up, because I am vehemently disinterested in the government having any say whatsoever about the distribution of my assets. That's literally all it is. As a result of that decision, I get my assets protected, and I get Andy's assets protected. She's got a great family, but people change. We're supposed to. I have a wonderful chosen family who I love dearly. My biological family are people who I don't want within 100 miles of any of Andy's assets. And that prenup protects her from them. And everyone has a different reason for wanting that prenup. If you are that worried about your assets, get a lawyer, talk to your partner, sit down with that lawyer, have a prenup drawn up, signed, and notarized. We have like 5 copies, right? One for her, one for me, a master copy, and then a traveling copy. Just for redundancy and because I have OCD, let's keep it real. All right. And marriage is not without benefits. All right. For starters, this is a legal contract, and I feel like people have lost track of this. If, for whatever reason, Andy winds up in the hospital, or either one of us wind up in the hospital and are rendered unable to make our own decisions, I have someone close to me who can make those decisions. She has someone close to her who can make those decisions. Because, folks, if that young woman winds up in an accident and I go to the hospital and I say, hey, can I see her? I'm her boyfriend. They're not letting me in. Right? I wind up running my mouth to the right person on the wrong day, and my ass winds up in the hospital. They're not going to let her in because, I'm his live-in partner. That's not going to work. But when you're married, that's a legal contract, and that stands the test. They have to let me in. They have to let her in. All right? It's just one of the benefits, I wind up in a contract gig that offers some kind of medical benefits. She is able to enjoy those, and vice versa, right? Just stripping away the philosophy and the romance of it. Marriage is a legal contract. It gives the both of you legal rights that you can use to maintain and help each other and the relationship as a whole. Just feelings aside, that's the math, man. So try to remember that when this narrative bubbles up again about the great trap of marriage in the West. Like, grow up. And I'm sure people are going to have some opinions about that. Cool, man. You've got an opinion. This is mine. Grow up. You don't want to get married? Don't. But this notion, this need to propagate this idea about the marriage trap, at best, this is a naive notion. All right, folks? At worst, it is one of the more blatant displays of toxic selfishness that a human being can deploy. Grow up. Anywho, I'm sure folks out there have thoughts on marriage. Drop a comment, let me know. Disagree with me or agree with me? Drop a comment, let me know. If you feel like it, hit the like and subscribe. Honestly, I know everybody says everybody on YouTube does this for the likes and subscribes. I do this because I know that 5 or 10 years from now, I'm going to look back at this time and think, damn, that was a crazy time. And I'm going to watch these videos because I'm a narcissist. And I'm going to think, oh shit, yeah, I made these videos. That's what I look like. That's what I sounded like. Those are the opinions I had, and the decisions that I made. What a crazy time. But if you like them too, hit the buttons. Anywho, as always, take care, folks. Be good to yourselves, and stay safe out there. It's a crazy goddamn world.